That is perfect. Okay, so what we are doing today is we're doing a bit of an introduction to text analysis. Now, a very large part of your exam, as I showed you yesterday, is text analysis, right? So yesterday I posted a couple of things here on the Google Classroom. I posted the textbook, then I posted GASP and ClickPo, and then posted some terminology. Okay. Um, Now I'd like to just open this GASP and ClickPo quick and just um, give you an overview of that. Um, so these are just little infographics I made. So generally, when we're looking at text analysis, um, things that we need to be connecting everything back to. So these are the foundations of what we're saying, and that is genre, audience, subject, and purpose. Okay, so everything that is done in a text, everything that um, the text tries to achieve, um, leads us back to this point of genre, audience, subject, and purpose. Okay, just give me a sec. I'm just trying to sort out this stream quickly. Okay, so everything leads us back to this point of genre, audience, subject, and purpose. So by genre, um, so let's break it down. So the first thing to look at is the genre of the text. The genre informs what you should be looking for. By genre, we mean speech, letter, diary, entry, etc. So genre is important because it allows us to see who the text is intended for and what then the text is intended to achieve. Um, we're also going to be looking at how the writer used specific language features, language form and structural features to achieve their purpose. Um, which is to how they use those features to fit in with that specific type of text, and how they adjusted their style to fit in with that type of text. Then we've got audience. So this is all about who the piece is for. And by the end of this course, you are going to be tired of me constantly going on about, okay, be specific about your audience. Who is your audience? And I go on about this at length because understanding your audience is essential. Um, I cannot understate how important it is to understand your audience. Then we've got our subject. So, in a nutshell, this is basically just what the text is about. And then lastly, we've got our purpose. So, we're looking at why they wrote things, how they wrote it to achieve that purpose. Now, the different elements that we're looking at, um, I've got here. So I've broken it down here into how we can structure it. However, I don't like people to structure it in this way all the time because it can get quite bland and sometimes you miss some very important things. So um, here I've got our lexis. So lexis means words. And our language. So our grammar, our structure, our lexical choices, our tense, our mood choices. our semantic fields, our figurative language, our imagery, and English as lingua franca. We will get, if there are any terms, are there any terms there that you're not sure of, that you don't know?
The semantic fields, syntax, and the lexical choices.
Okay, so semantic fields. So semantic fields is the group of a group of words. So if I have a semantic field relating to love, I'm going to say things like cherish, adore, um, mm, appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
um, soulmates. Those are all semantic fields relating to love. And then,
Mm-hmm.
so it's basically just like a group of words. And then you said syntax. Syntax is the way that a sentence is put together. Okay?
Mm. Okay.
Next up, what's the other one you weren't sure of?
The lexical choices.
Lexical choices, that's the word choices. So lexis is to do with
Okay.
words, and so lexical choices are choices of words and why we choose certain words. Okay. Next up, we've got interactional features. So this is the use of first, second, and third person plural forms, the construction of the audience. So who is the audience? And what are the implications of what is said? What's the implicature? We look at rhetorical devices such as triadic structures. These are all interactional features, and how these things interact with the audience, and how the text is written in order to get the audience to act or move in a certain way. Then we've got our grammar features like syntax and sentence structure, use of declarative, imperative, and subjunctive mood. Um, so when a sentence is in declarative mood, it basically expresses a statement of facts. So I am very busy. If it is an imperative mood, it says go make me coffee. And a subjunctive mood is like, if I were to be busy, then I would tell you to make me coffee. And then we've got phonological features. So these are things like alliteration, assonance, onomatopoeia, repetition, plosives, all these sound devices. So they're figures of speech, but they all work with the sound that comes out your mouth. And then you should finish up with like an overview. You should have an overview of the whole text. Okay. Is that all good? Do you understand all? Well, I don't need you to fully understand it, but that's a very quick overview of
Okay.
the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just opening this quickly. All right. I'm going to have to open it here because apparently I don't have it open. Uh, So I'm just looking for the thing quickly. Okay. So we're going to be working on Nelson Mandela's speech. Okay. His inauguration speech. So 2 weeks before the speech, more than 22 million South Africans had turned out to vote in the country's first ever multiracial parliamentary elections. An overwhelming majority chose Mandela and his African National Congress Party to lead the country. Mandela had previously spent 27 years of his life as a political prisoner of the South African government. Okay. I'm going to play the speech for you quickly.
Okay.
Just give me a sec. I'm just setting this up quickly, setting up this video. I'm going to play it here, but I'm also going to play it in Discord. So, in Discord, you'll see I just clicked on the watch together button. So just click on the activity that I've created there. Okay, I'm going to, this video is 9 minutes long. I'm going to play the whole video.
Okay.
And I'm going to play the whole video. I'm going to mute my mic though. And then you can, and then we're going to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
Cool.
Your Majesty. Ticket. Your Royal Majesty. distinguished guests, Your Royal Highness, comrades and distinguished guests, today all us do, by our presence today all us do, and by our celebrations in other parts of our country and the world, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. Our daily deeds as ordinary South Africans must produce an actual South African reality that will reinforce humanity's belief in justice, strengthen its confidence in the nobility of the human soul, and sustain all our hopes for a glorious life for all. All this we owe both to ourselves and to the peoples of the world who are so well represented here today. To my compatriots, I have no hesitation in saying that each one of us is as intimately attached to the soil of this beautiful country as are the famous jacaranda trees of Pretoria and the mimosa trees of the Bushveld. Each time one of us touches the soil of this land, we feel a sense of personal renewal. The national mood changes as the seasons change. We are moved by a sense of joy and exhilaration when the grass turns green and the flowers bloom. That spiritual and physical oneness we all share with this common homeland explains that the depth of the pain we all carried in our hearts as we saw our country tear itself apart in terrible conflict, and as we saw it spent, outlawed, and isolated by the peoples of the world, precisely because it had become the universal base of the pernicious ideology and practice of racism and racial oppression. We, the people of South Africa, feel fulfilled that humanity has taken us back into its bosom, that we, who were outlaws not so long ago, had today be given the rare privilege to be hosted to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. We trust that you will continue to stand by us as we tackle the challenges of building peace, prosperity, non-sexism, non-racialism, and democracy. We deeply appreciate the role that the masses of our people and their political, mass democratic, religious, women, youth, business, traditional and other leaders have played to bring about this conclusion. Not least amongst them is my second Deputy President, the Honorable F.W. de Klerk. We would also like to pay tribute to our security forces in all their ranks for the distinguished role they have played in securing our first democratic elections and the transition to democracy from bloodthirsty forces which still refuse to see the light. The time for the healing of the wounds has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. We succeeded to take our last steps to freedom in conditions of relative peace. We commit ourselves to the construction of a complete, just, and lasting peace. We have triumphed in the effort to implant hope in the breasts of the millions of our people. We enter into a covenant that we shall build a society in which all South Africans, both black and white, will be able to walk tall without any fear in their hearts, assured of their inalienable right to human dignity, a rainbow nation at peace with itself and the world. As a token of this commitment to the renewal of our country, the new interim government of national unity will, as a matter of urgency, address the issue of amnesty for various categories of our people who are currently serving terms of imprisonment. We dedicate this day to all the heroes and heroines in this country and the rest of the world who sacrificed in many ways and surrendered their lives so that we could be free. Their dreams have become reality. Freedom is their reward. We are both humbled and elevated by the honor and privilege that you, the people of South Africa, have bestowed on us as the first president of a united, democratic, non-racial, and non-sexist South Africa to lead our country out of the valley of darkness. We understand it still that there is no easy road to freedom. We know it well that none of us acting alone can achieve success. We must therefore act together as a united people for national reconciliation, for nation building, for the birth of a new world. Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. Let each know that for each, the body, the mind, and the soul have been freed to fulfill themselves. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another and suffer the indignity of being the skunk of the world. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. I thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, did can we talk about that speech? Are you done watching it?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wonderful. Just minimize it. Okay. So I explained the idea of genre, audience, subject, and purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want you to take a moment in your book, anywhere you want to write, And I want you to write down. Actually, I've got a much better way to do this, but it is going to take me like about 2 minutes to just set up quickly so that
Okay.
I actually have your answers and we can work on it together. Could you can take a 5 minute break, and then when you come back from your 5 minute break, then because I know you had an hour lesson before this, and then you came straight from there into this, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you can quickly take a break, and then I'm going to One moment, I'm almost done with this. This is going to make it so much easier to come back to later so that you can come back and see what we did. Just check. Okay, I just need to add one more thing to this, and then we are done. No discussions. Right. Cool. I'm about to send you a link to the thing. There we go. That is your link to the Nearpod slideshow that we're busy with. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Tell me when you're in. Okay. So we are on this, I don't know, slide 4. Okay. Slide 1 to 3 were just your introductory things that I spoke about. So I want you to discuss what elements of genre, audience, subject, and purpose you saw in the speech. So share your thoughts here share your thoughts there, and let's see what you say. Okay. What you noticed.
Mm.
Have you written your answers? Like, I'm not seeing them. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh.